Welcome to today's video where either you're getting 2 videos today or you're getting another how-to. So I also do daily vlogs. If you guys want to check out my daily vlogs, go and look at those. It's going to be on the same channel. But as the title says, I'm doing a how-to today. So if you're here from my daily vlogs, it's going to be a little different. I don't usually do how-tos, but I do enough on this channel that I kind of wanted to start doing it. So today I will be installing Pro Taper bars. And here's the thing, you will need your Pro Taper bars, you will need extra grips because you're cutting off your OEM ones, you'll need a 10mm socket or wrench, and also you'll need an 8mm socket or wrench. So here's the stock ones. So starting on the clutch side of the bike, you're going to have 2 Phillips head screws back here that you're going to have to undo. You're going to have this 10mm that you're going to have to undo, moving in a little bit. You're going to have these 4 10mm screws that you have to undo. Make sure when you put these back on, your arrows are facing the correct way. Moving over here, you're going to have 2 8mm screws right here. And on the back side of your throttle, you're going to have these 2 Phillips head screws over here. So you undo all those. Your grips are not going to slide off until you have these 4 down here undone. So once you get these 4 undone, you'll be able to move the bar out, slide this one off. So I'm going to just undo everything with the power drill. I don't suggest putting it all back in with the power drill. You're going to strip out your plastic. But undoing them usually isn't too bad of a thing as long as you don't strip out your screws. So you just got to be careful. I also personally suggest temporary reinstalling everything so you don't lose any critical hardware. So what I've done is I've taken out all of the screws so far. I'll show you kind of what I've done. I have all of this, the electronics and the throttle taken off over there. I took off the brake lever, and what I've done is I've set my brake lying down in there. That way it's not bent or getting squished in any way. The only thing that I have left over here, I need to cut this grip off so I can slide off the clutch. Let me mess up for you guys. I started taking out this other 10mm bolt on the clutch side. You don't need to take this one out. I'll have to tighten this back down because I didn't get it all the way tightened, but that's just to get your lever off. You don't need to take that off. So I think I may have found a better solution than cutting off this grip, because I was thinking I still kind of like them. I would like to have them around. There's no need to really actually destroy them when they're not really destroyed. So I'm going to take the smallest flathead screwdriver I have. That's still pretty long, and I'm just gonna kind of get in there and go around it. Just kind of loosen up the glue and hope that that works. It sounds like it is. Cool, so I got it off. Like I said, all you have to do is get in there with a screwdriver, kind of loosen up all the glue, and then I just kind of had to peel it back, and it eventually came off. So, good tip, you don't have to cut your grips. And there are my OEM bent Z125 bars. Now we just reverse the process to get everything put back on. What I'm going to start with is just simply getting these bottom 4 screws in there and make sure I have all the wiring where I want the wiring to be. So I'm going to start by getting them finger tight, and by doing that, I just leave myself enough room to still be able to move them and adjust them until I figure out where I want them, and then I'll tighten them down the rest of the way, make sure that they're torqued, and they aren't going to move on me. I'm going to sit on it, make sure that they're centered, make sure that they're adjusted up and down according to where I want them. So for my positioning on these, I think I'm going to go a little bit more forward, because the fact that this is going to be more so a wheelie bike than anything. And if I have them more forward, one, I have pretty long arms, so it's not going to affect that too much. And it'll give me more leverage when I pull back. I feel like if I have them back, it'll make a weird angle to be pulling back on and doing wheelies. Whereas I want them more forward, it's going to give me more leverage to bring that front wheel up. So I'm going to go ahead and get it exactly where I want it, get it tightened down, and then we'll move on. Alright, so what I have done so far is I've gotten basically everything put back together almost all the way. I need to go through and double check all these things that I've got them all tight. My biggest problem that I'm running into is on the inside of these plastics. I had to take out a little nub that on the OEM bars went right in that hole. So that hole was actually a lot more important on this throttle side than I thought it would be, because now my throttle will just turn all the way around. So what I'm going to do to fix this, I'm going to drill a hole right here in the back of this plastic piece. I'm going to drill it all the way into the bar. I'm going to put a bolt in there. I know there's no wiring or anything right here, so I'm going to drill right in the middle, the strongest point, and I'm going to put a bolt through so that my throttles can stay right where I want it. And when I'm twisting this as hard as I can, this stays in place. So that's where I'm at. Everything else is looking good. Make sure when you put your bars on, you put your bar in between your wiring like this. Now you'll know what I mean if you did it wrong. If you did it right, you won't really know what I mean. You just have to make sure that this side of the plastic is on the front side of the handlebar, so when you go to put it on, make sure you put it through these two wires so that this plastic piece hangs down in front rather than hanging behind, because then you'll be stuck. This one is fine because you only have wires on the bottom side, so that won't be affected. So I already went through, I double checked everything that I did. Everything's good and tight, nothing's gonna move on me when I don't want it to. I made sure my levers were in good positions, so when I tighten these back down, it wouldn't be uncomfortable to pull either lever. I put this screw through not only the plastics, but also the metal. That way it doesn't turn when I want to use my throttle. Now you might wonder, why would I want these KLX Pro Taper bars over your regular OEM Z125 bars? I'm going to tell you one reason that I think should justify it all. They're only about 70 bucks. It's not too bad at all. It's a really easy mod. It looks really good. And on the Z125, it does not block your key. Now on the Grom, it does. So that might be a little bit different, but if you're doing these, you're most likely stunting, so you're gonna overlook that anyways. The biggest reason why I would suggest the Pro Taper bars is they're gonna go out a lot wider than your OEM bars. So if you go down, it's gonna save your plastics, like I said earlier. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I have a bunch more content. All my vlogs are super fun. I'm starting daily videos now, so that's really cool. And if you want to see the stunt side of why I put these Pro Tapers on, go over to one of those videos and it'll be over there. But for this video, that's gonna do it for me, and I'm out. Peace.